Hello, welcome to another episode of Scripted Grace with Jerry K. I'm so glad that you've been able to join us yet another day, yet another episode. And I'm thankful for the new subscribers and for the returning subscribers. Thank you so much for always coming back to my channel. Of course, I don't have to say it. When you see me glammed up, you know it's Bella B Faces. By now, I'm sure you know where to find her. I'm sure you know her Instagram pages. Please make sure you check her out, you check her work. Please book her. Book her. She's going to give you an amazing service for all your Rurasho weddings, birthdays, whatever you have. And without wasting so much time, let's get right into today's topic. We'll be talking about cultivating patience during transitions. And patience is a virtue. Patience, I don't know if it's a gift of the Holy Spirit, not that following laughter in God's peace. Yeah, it's a gift. It's a gift of the Holy Spirit. Patience, I think by now patience is a word that has been used by so many motivational speakers, by so many podcasters. It's a word that we've heard, and it's a word that by now we know it has a lot of weight, that contributes to our growth, that contributes to the changes that we experience in life. And today I want us to talk about patience, because during our transitions, every time we're going through a change, we need to be patient, because change is never easy. Sometimes change comes when we least expect. Sometimes change takes time, and during this time you need to arm yourself with patience. And I want us to focus on the scripture of Galatians 6:9. It says that I'll just rephrase, but it says that if you're patient in doing good, at the end of the day you'll reap good fruits, and you don't have to give up. Like, you should not even give up. That's just a rephrase, but that's not exactly. It says that, but in my own words. So, you know what even the Bible encourages you in that part is that you simply need to be patient, because even for you to reap anything, you need to have been patient. For you to achieve something, you need to be patient. It's like patience and consistency, same was up. So by now, from our previous episode, I'm sure you've been able to see that I've gone through transitions, I've gone through changes. I have learned how to forgive myself. It was a hard thing for me to do. I have learned how to walk past shame, to walk past guilt. I have learned how to speak out what I really feel. I've learned a lot of things in the couple of months that I've been out, and I've learned also the power or the dangers of lying and cheating. There are just so many things that I've learned, but as I've learned, I've had to change from that old me to this new me. And it has taken me being patient with myself, because some of these changes, they won't just happen overnight. I'll give you one of the things that I've learned even as I practice patience myself is that it reduces my anxiety and stress levels. The moment I learned that being patient with my own self makes me less anxious, makes me less stressful, because as I told you in my previous video, my friends, after I lied to them, it took a toll on me. I walked in the boots of shame. I walked in the boots of guilt. I walked in all kind of boots. But during this period, even when I had to forgive myself, because I had to learn to forgive myself. Now my friends had forgiven me, but now it was still so hard for me to even face them, to even talk to them. Of course I did, but it was kind of hard at first. But I learned how to be patient with myself, because I learned these people have already forgiven me. So I'm the only person who is stressing about wananiona aje, wananibeba aje, wananifikiria aje, because them, they had already moved past that by the time like the air was calm and stuff. So I realized the moment I gave myself enough patience to forgive myself, patience to even face the realities of what I had done, it made me become less stressed, less anxious. I'll tell you for a fact that period I was always stressed. I was always thinking, Sasa, what if this happened? Sasa, what if this happened? As I told you earlier in our previous video, I said that we lie because of several reasons. And I said mine was because I feared rejection. I think I was also in a loop of lying, when you used so much to lying, and now even lying doesn't even scare you, don't feel like it's a problem. But now after I discovered this was bad, this and this was not going on well, I had to be patient enough with myself to change from this liar girl to an honest girl. It is a process. If you're a liar, I am no longer a liar, but when I was a liar, lying, you don't just, I know people will tell you that you wake up today and they say, Luna kwanzia leo, I will never lie again. But it doesn't work like that. Personal experience. You have to take your time. You'll find yourself sometimes being pushed into the temptation of wanting to lie about something very small, like uko wapi? Instead of telling somebody in a certain place, you have to tell them niko hapa karibu. I've still found myself in such situations, but I've had to be patient with myself. I've had to tell myself, yes, I can do this, but I don't need to be too hard on myself. And also during that time, I also learned that me being patient with myself, I was able to make better decisions, because I believe during that time when I was so anxious, when all this was happening, I believe I would have made a decision of me walking away from my friendships, me isolating myself. I would have made that decision because it was a decision that I would have made, and I would have made it with the mentality of I am guilty. These people will never see me the same again. It's a possibility. I would have made such a decision. But you know what? I don't know if you'll understand what being patient with myself made me realize. It made me realize that I deserve another chance. These people have given me another chance. So it's time for me to bring the best version of me. The version that they know, not the version that they are now being introduced to, the version of being a liar. So even when you're transiting and when you become patient with yourself, when you become patient with the process, it makes you even make better decisions. Like the way maybe you want to move to a different farm. Assuming you're working like something like in a law firm, you want to move from this law firm to this law firm. You need to be patient with the transition, because if you're not, you might end up in the wrong farm and leave the best farm. So my point is, be patient with yourself, because it's also with you learning to be patient even with the process of change, because change for me has not been so easy in those 9 months, and it has also helped me make better relationships. I would say that my relationships at some point were shaky, but it made me value relationships even better. It made me value relationships even more, because I had to learn how to be patient. I had to be patient to receive forgiveness. I had to be patient to receive forgiveness from people. I had to be patient to receive forgiveness from me, because already the forgiveness that from our Father is guaranteed. So it's good for you to learn to be patient in your transitioning period, because it's never going to happen like instant noodles. It's going to take time, and during this time you need to stay focused. You need to be there and say, by the end of it all, just like Galatians 6 says, by the end of it all, I'll reap good fruits. Because I think right now I've become a better person. I'm not yet there with lying. I still find myself lying about small things. I'm still struggling with that, but at least I'm making a change, and I'm trying my best not to lie consciously. But as I said again, lying is not a mistake. It's always a choice. We are the people who choose. So I'm making a choice every day. Even when I'm about to speak, I'm making a choice. No, I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to tell them the truth as it is, because the truth. Okay, I've even in that transitioning period, I've learned that the truth will always come out, and the truth is better than a lie, because you might think you're solving things with a lie, but you're actually making them even worse. So all that said and done, how do I cultivate patience? You need to self-reflect. Think about things that push you to the wall. Think about things that make you lose patience. Are you, like, for example, I was talking to somebody and I was telling them, you probably don't have this thing that you really want, because you don't even have the patience of handling what you have right now if it's disappointing you. Maybe it's why you're not even getting what you really want. This is a transition. If this person was to get something better than what they have right now, they need to have cultivated patience. They need to have known that things don't always work the right way. You might have something better that works, but it might not always be all rosy. So you need to self-reflect on what makes you lose your patience, and how does it make you lose your patience. And you need to be so mindful about that. Personally, I've made an intentional decision that if I'm going to talk about something with somebody, I've made it intentional in my mind. I'm still praying about it, that God helps me not to lie, because even the Ten Commandments says, "Do not cheat." So I'm making it an intentional thing not to lie about anything. So nowadays, even if I'm in the middle of saying a lie, I'll say, I'm a changed girl, so this is not me. So you need to practice mindful practices. Also, communicate openly with people. Let them know that this and this thing that you do to me makes me lose my patience. This and this thing is making me have a hard time maintaining my patience in my changing period, in this my changing season. It's making, just let people know how you feel during your transitioning period, because people outside there have wisdom, and you might be struggling with something that somebody already has a solution, something that people already have found a way through it. And I think the last way that I've been able to cultivate my own patience is by setting realistic expectations. I'll go back to my story. I think this season you'll hear more of that story, because I'll tell you for a fact, ilinipiga character development, ilininyosha. So, set realistic expectations. So, as I said in another video, I lied to my friend. I'll call them A and B. So I lied to A and B. A was much at ease. Of course, they were angry, both of them, maybe at the same intensity. I really don't know, but they were both angry and they were both disappointed. But now, with A, it was much easier for her. It was easier for her to let it go. But with B, it took her time. But when with A, I felt like, well, we are doing good, we are somewhere, and all that. I felt like also B should just let these things slide. That was very unrealistic, because people have different ways of processing things. I in my mind I set an expectation of, this person needs to forgive me ASAP. But that's not how people work, because we are all wired differently. There's somebody who you will ask for forgiveness, then tell them I'm sorry, and they'll forgive you immediately. But there's another person who will tell them I'm sorry, and it will take weeks for them. But don't put these two people at the same place. Set a realistic expectation even in this period, so that you don't run out of patience, so that your patience is not disappointed. Because during that time, when my expectations were so unreal, I think at some point I lost my patience, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to care about it anymore. And this was a relationship, or this is a relationship that I held, that I still hold dear to my heart. And if my, because I had a conversation with somebody, and they were telling me, no, you need to give it time, you need to be patient with this person, you need to allow them process their feelings. When I learned that it's not about me anymore, it's not about me, it's about how they are feeling. And I realized that now I have to stop expecting them to behave the same way this my other friend behaved, or the way this other my friend A reacted to this situation. When I realized that I have to stop expecting, or when I realized that they cannot all be at the same level, they cannot all respond to a situation the same way, I think it changed. It made me even patient to wait. It made me appreciate time. It made me appreciate her efforts. And I think right now I'm at a better place with patience. I think right now I can wait for somebody. I can wait for something to change. Right now I'm still working with my patience, but I have improved. I have really improved. Self evaluation. I have improved, because I learned that There's nothing, especially with friendships, with relationships. Don't hurry them, don't rush them. Just be patient with them. If, as I said, if you've wronged them, but if maybe you're going, and I'm saying that in reference to my situation, but if you're going through any other type of transition, any other type of change, please be patient with yourself. You don't get a promotion like ASAP. In my church just the other day, we had a testimony, and this guy was saying he had been in the same position, he had been working for the same company for 10 years. Not 10 years, and it's after 10 years that this guy is getting like a second position, second in command position. It means this guy has had to be really patient, to wait for his turn, to wait for a change to happen. So I think that's it for today's video. I'm super excited. Let's all learn how to be patient even as we transit. Give yourself some grace, give yourself some love. Let it just illuminate. And I want to conclude with a quote, and allow me to read it. The two most power warriors are patience and time. It's a quote by Leo Tolstoy, and I think I've learned that, and as I've continuously repeated, patience and time. Just be patient with your transitioning period. Be patient and see things grow. As I always say in this channel, we are here and we're allowing ourselves time to heal and to grow. So thank you so much for staying till the end of the video. I love you. I appreciate you. See you in the next one. Like, subscribe, and share. Ciao.